Hey guys, today we have another video on Deckstorm Duel of Guardians talking about the game update that happened yesterday. So the first notable thing that happened yesterday was the end of the arena season. I didn't get as far as I would have liked. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the PvP. It was just a lot of matches at the end of the day, and so many of my matches went 3 rounds or were just so close that I got kind of burned out. Regardless, I still got a decent number of Moonstone for finishing in Gold 3. Yeah, I definitely could have and should have been higher with the deck I had, but I was seriously gaining like 1 star every match, and it was just taking forever to move up. Yesterday's update though, a lot of stuff changed in this update. First, let's take a quick look at the official inbox message. For update 1.5.0, they added events that are limited time campaigns with new rewards. They added the class boost system that gives stat increases to specific classes for various things. They added event puzzles, which are basically like quest puzzles, except you only have 1 week to finish the current one. They also added more options to the auto deck sorting feature, allowing you to sort the deck by different card types and such, which I thought was pretty cool. That was one of the cooler sort of small things that came with this update, because now you can create sort of themed decks very easily. And then a number of other smaller things that improve the quality of life while using the game. So that stuff is important to know, but a lot of the really juicy stuff was in a different inbox message called the change log. So obviously there's the new Brothers Keeper event, which is pretty cool, although I haven't played it through too much yet, but I know you get some, free cards and stuff for going through the stages. One thing you can obviously see is that the Rune Realm of Fortification only costs half of the stamina this week. That's pretty big because the tougher stages usually cost a lot of stamina each, so it's a good moment to take advantage of that opportunity and get some, runes at a reduced stamina cost. Probably the largest promoted part of the update was the addition of the new Valdebrun Bravefoot Earth Warrior card. Now, the special thing about this card is that it's supposed to balance out the overpoweredness of the god spells. It has a piercing spell that does extra damage to god cards, and even if you aren't using the spell against god cards, I have the 4-star version and it usually like one-hits most stuff with this spell. The drop rates for the new warrior pack seem to be really good for the 3 and 4-star cards at least, as was evidenced by the packs I opened yesterday shortly after the update. The changelog says that they decided to keep the drop rates from the celebration pack after the positive response, so that's pretty nice to hear. Region 13 was also added to the campaign. I haven't had time to get to it yet, but that's great to hear. Now, there were some big changes to how Bravery works in that the recharge time was changed from 15 minutes to 60 minutes, which is a very drastic change. To keep things proportional, they also then increased the amount of Sunstone that you get for each arena win to 40 Sunstone from the previous 10. These are mostly big changes because it significantly reduces the number of ranked matches that you could play per day. It will take much longer now, I think, to move up the ranks. However, I was having trouble using all of my bravery, as it was, because in order to be efficient, before you had to play many matches per day. I also like the increase in Sunstone just from like a, mental perspective. It feels better to get 40 Sunstone rather than 10 and feel like you have to just grind like so many arena matches to get the Sunstone needed for a fusion card or one of the other Sunstone Bazaar items. So I'm actually okay with this change, and I also like the fact that they reduced the arena season length from 2 weeks to 1. Probably one of the most annoying parts of this week's update though was that they reduced the number of fusion cards you can buy of each type from 4 per week to 1 per week. This means it's going to take a really long time now to evolve cards that are either hard to get duplicates for, or you can't get duplicates for and have to wait weeks to get all the fusion cards to use. I guess they want to slow people's progress somewhat, I mean, I wasn't crazy about this part of the update, but it is their job to balance the game, I guess, if they don't feel like it's going the way they want it to go. It obviously wasn't only that, though. They also increased the price of the fusion cards. The game even picked up that I had gotten a fusion card like a day or two before the update, I guess. And now, since the start of the update, I already, like literally when I downloaded the update, the timer was already set for me having to wait 3 days just to buy one of the fusion cards, even though I hadn't reached my weekly limit before the update. Anyways, I actually thought this update was mostly positive and added a lot of new content, and I'll try to be sharing some of that soon. This was a lot of stuff to cover in one video, so I know I kind of like skimmed over some of the details, but hopefully you got the idea. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you found something useful.